Welcome back, viewers, to General Archibald's Boot Camp of Fire Emblem Event Hacking. This is General Archibald here with episode 15, which will cover FE8 differences, what is currently known about FE8. I'd like to note right now that at the time of this video's creation, FE8 events are not complete with the event assembler. Not everything is supported. So yeah, let's go on. Let's begin. Now, some commentary on FE8 first before we start. FE8 obviously has a lot more features than FE7 does. It has the world map, branch promotions, skills, all that good hallelujah stuff. But it comes at a price. It's a double-edged sword, really, because events are not only is support not complete, units are a bitch in FE8, and they're just things about FE8 that make it more difficult. I mean, the world map is hard. Revermelli is working hard on cracking that so people can have their own custom world maps, but it's more complicated. But if you can do something with it, props to you. So let's see if we can find an example of FE8 events I've done. I'm sure there's something somewhere. Yeah, Kyle and 40 are dead. Let's see. Let's check that out. Open up some events. Alright, so first thing, obviously, are the pointers at the top. Obviously different. There are differences in all three versions, as I covered in the last video with FE7. So, I mean, FE6 has different ones, FE7 has different ones. So let's go over this. Turn events, character events, location events, miscellaneous events. The first four are always the same. Then we have these four, and we don't really know what they do. Then we have ballista data, the good guys for, actually, let's see, units 1, that's interesting. Those are both the same. Then we have these three that are just zeros, and then the opening event and ending event. So this really underscores the fact that we don't know a lot about FE8 events. If we have Dunno in an official template, there's something kind of, well, that one's tutorial. I'll fix that. Actually, I'm just going to leave that as Dunno because I don't like tutorials. But, yeah, if we have 3 pointers that we don't know what they do, I mean, pointers are a very important part of event hacking. It's obviously incomplete. So, going over units, that's the next big change. Units. Oh my god. Units. Let's drag a little video over so you can see this. Alright, so we open with unit value, character ID, that's the same, class, leader, starting level, coordinates. But here's the thing. We only have one level of coordinates. That's the coordinate that the unit shows up on. So it's not like FE6 or FE7 where you have 2 sets of coordinates, the loading coordinates, and then they move to the other coordinates where they start. No, it can never be that easy. So then we have these 3, which I have conveniently not used because I don't really get them. But, alright, so flags. Byte 1 is unknown what that does. And then amount. I'm not sure what amount. Let's see. Going to be honest, I couldn't teach you about amount. That's in the actual written tutorial. FE6 events are not my forte. But let's see. Reinforcement pointer is it's the replacement for the second set of coordinates. So you move it over there, happity happity hap, and then 4-day move. It's just a bunch of reta codes. Now, reta codes are coordinates to move to, speed of movement, rescuing a character if you're rescuing, that's kind of handy, and delay before executing. I believe delay is usually 5. That's what I've always used anyways, 5 or 0. So, in a way, it offers for more customization, but it takes a little bit to get used to. And you can also have multiple retas in one movement code, so you can have very elaborate movements actually. So it's an interesting thing. But there are just other things. Flags. All I know is that 0x02 makes an item droppable. That's all I know. And for byte 1, most units just have it listed as 0. I don't understand why that's there. Now maybe people with more knowledge on FE8 can assist in this by commenting on the video and leaving more detailed explanations, but I'm just doing my part. So, let's see, text, you're just going to use a macro. Please do. Because text is funky in FE8. And just making it appear and disappear is funky. So, it's not funky fresh, it's just weird. So yeah, you just use those macros. They're already in the event assembler. Now, I'm not sure if this is still the case. Fatty and Fatu are reversed, it says. So let's take a look. No, wrong. Event assembler language. Find Fatty match case. Yeah. Alright, so I think Nintendo fixed that and they are the same as they are in the FE6 and FE7s. But we've already got the biggest thing out of the way, which is units. Now, Alliance changes FE8, instead of having to set that specific little thing in FE7 and 6 that tells us which alliance, it just has codes. Kusa for ally, Kusei for enemy, and custom enunciation nightmare for neutral. So there we have that. The preparation screen in FE8 NB doesn't exist as a code, but there's this handy macro go to prep screen that works exactly the same. Cursor manipulation, the CURF command isn't in FE8, so you just have to use this macro. And then cure, no parameters, removes the cursor. Recommended time for those two commands is 60, which is the time it takes for a cursor to flash in FE6 or FE7. Now, let's see. Fights, somewhat differently. Fig 1 triggers a fight, attacker, defender. Then, I don't know, there should be macros for this later. But, I'll just read this loud. CMDS begins the listing for the fight commands. Always have it before your CMDLs. CMDL command triggers 1 attack. The code I used above has only 2 attacks. Theoretically, you can have many more attacks for a deathmatch of sorts. Be sure to end your CMDL list with CMDL 0x0FF 4 times, as shown above. For the value of the combatant, you can use 0x0 for the attacker, or 0x1 for the defender. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe it's, yeah, 0x0 is on the left, and then 0x1 is on the right. Right, for the HP value, you can leave it at 0x0 to do damage normally. If you input a value in hex that amount of damage will be dealt. For the action, you have 3 options. 0x0 is hit, 0x1 is critical hit, 0x2 is a missed attack. For special actions, you usually have to set it to 0x0 for ordinary fights. These are the triggers we know about. for special action. 0x8 triggers lethality, 0x40 triggers sure shot, and I'm going to stop reading. Special thanks to Major Knight 404 for this great documentation of FE8 fights. Now, then the last thing I have documented that I'll go over is just things that are exclusive to FE8. MNC2 chapter value works just like MNCH, but it skips over the world map. So for people who don't want to go through the hassle of making a custom world map, you can just use MNC2 and just go chapter to chapter like FE7 or FE6, but that seems like it would be odd to do because, I don't know, it just seems like it would be odd to go through FE8 and go through more complex events and then not use one of the core features. And then, alright, so enough rambling. PROM, character, and then a class value are our parameters. The code promotes any character. This is one thing that I really wish were in FE7, but it's not, sadly. So, I think that's about all I have to say about FE8 today. It, obviously I think support for FE8 is coming. Reaver Melly's, like I mentioned before, is working on the world map. The Nightmare modules, the core support is there. And Nintendo Lord is working on FE8 events to my knowledge. So, it's just a matter of time. FE8 really has a lot of features, and if you can overcome the added bit of unknown lack of support and complexity, it eventually should surpass FE7 in being the choice for hackers, just because it has more features. So that's the video. Managed to do that in 12 minutes, longer than the FE6 one. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. Give FE8 hacking a try. Yeah, there's my plug. Do it now, because I told you to. I'm General Archibald. I told you to do it. If I tell you to go jump off a bridge, you best be getting your ass on a bridge. Alright, good day, good luck, and have fun hacking.